Hi, welcome. I'm going to do probably a fairly quick video on the practice test. So I'm going to go fast. You should pause and just check your answers. Again, I need both of these. Are two separate pieces. They would add together to give you your entire length. This should be reviewed from last week. 2x minus 5 plus x minus 1 equals 18. I clear up this over here. 2x plus x will be 3x minus 6 equals 18. Add that 6 over. I get 3x equals 24. Divide both sides by 3. I end up with x equals 8. Again, you should show your work in a spiral notebook, and it should be organized when you go to submit your test tomorrow as well. Here we have a distance formula, which is where you set up your SpongeBob. Again, you guys should pause as you go. I'm going to do x's first. My x's are 3 and 2. You can start with the 2 or the 3. It's up to you. You just have to start with the same one next. So I'm going to start with the 3 minus 2. And because I started with the 3, I'm going to want to start with the 1 over here. I'm going to do 1 minus the other 1, which is a 7. So I get 3 minus 2 is 1 squared. 1 minus 7 is negative 6 squared. 1 squared is 1, 6 squared is 36. Add those together and I get 37. 37 does not have any factors. It's a prime number, so this is your final answer. Your box again, you will be done. Find the midpoint. The midpoint is where you add the x's and divide by 2. Add the y's and divide by 2. So my x's are negative 1 and negative 1. Negative 1 plus negative 1, and then 2 plus negative 8. Negative 1 plus negative 1 is negative 2 over 2. 2 plus negative 8 is negative 6 over 2. Both of those can be simplified. So my final answer here is going to be negative 1, negative 3. And this would be my midpoint. Okay, find the other endpoint. So you start with an endpoint on top, and the midpoint always goes in the middle. And you're looking for the other endpoint. You have to remember that the middle always goes in the middle. That's the hardest thing. Putting that in the wrong spot is the easiest mistake to make. Okay, so I have negative 9, 0. I have negative 8, 9. Now to get from negative 9 to negative 8, I'm going to add 1. So I would add 1 more, and that would bring me to a negative 7. From 0 to 9, I add 9, and if I add another 9, I end up at 18. So my point here should be negative 7. 18 is my other endpoint. Again, I'm going fast. You should pause and work them out. If I classify each angle, this is 90 degrees. Exactly 90 degrees is going to be a right angle. 134 is bigger than 90. Bigger than 90 is obtuse. Straight is 180, and acute is less than 90. So if you want to write yourself those notes, you can as well. Okay, find the measure of these angles. This right here creates a straight line. Anytime you have a straight line, it's going to be 180. I take 180 minus 64. I get 116 degrees over here. Okay, over here, I know that RGF is this right here. I know that HGR is this right here. I'm looking for HGF is the whole thing. So my highlighting kind of helps me to see and stay focused with what I have. I know that this yellow plus the orange is going to equal the blue. So I have 11x minus 2 plus 42 equals 15x plus 8. So here is my equation. Okay, combining in like terms are 11x, 42 minus 2, I get 40, equals 15x plus 8. Subtract that. I'm going to subtract the 11x because I want that to be positive. So I get 4x. I'm going to subtract 8. I get 32. Divide by 4. I'm going to flop these now. Swap them. X equals 8. Again, you should be pausing and doing these as we go. Okay, on to the next page. Okay, this one right here, this is a right angle, which means those are going to have to add up to 90 degrees. I have 2x plus 7 equals 6. Oh, no. See? You want to add, sometimes you want to set them equal to each other. I don't know that they're equal. I know that together they have to add to 90 degrees. I just said that. Don't make those silly mistakes. Plus 63 equals 90. So I have 2x plus 70 equals 90. Subtract that, I get 2x equals 20. Divide, I get x equals 10. It's asking me to solve for x, so I'm fine. Make sure you pay attention to that. Sorry, I know there's like some glare with the screen back there. Apology. Over here, these two again form a straight line. So those have to add up to 180. So I have x plus 2x equals 180. 3x equals 180. X equals 60 degrees. There we go. Okay, down here you just have to name the relationship. Is it complementary, linear pair, vertical, or adjacent? These two are across from each other, making these V's. These are vertical. Vertical angles are congruent. These two here, well, the only thing I know is that they are next to each other. If you guys remember, I usually use green when they share an arm. If they share an arm and I don't really know anything else, they are adjacent. A complementary means that they add up to 90. Linear pair means they make a straight line. So they're adjacent, but they also make a straight line. And then vertical is what we talked about, and adjacent. So I want to talk about the other ones just in case they show up on your test. Okay, so next, these are vertical, so I can set them equal. 2x equals 60, x equals 30. These two again are vertical. Let me just check 30. I get 4x equals 40. So you have to ask yourself, are you adding them together and setting them equal to 180 or something? Or are you setting them equal to each other? Depending on what type of an angle you have, you've got to decide what equation you start with. This one will be x equals 10. Okay, down here, s is between. I'm going to draw a picture. S is between R and T. Now, I do not know that it's exactly in the middle, but I know it's somewhere between. So I'm going to have RS is here. ST is here. And the entire length is going to be RX. I'm going to color code that because I'm going to color code these over here. So RT, the whole thing is 50. RS is yellow, is this piece. ST is orange, is this piece. So again, you don't have to color them, but I definitely don't think it hurts, especially those who need to see what's going on. We have 4x minus 10 plus 3x plus 4 equals the entire length, which is 50. So solving this, I'm going to add those together. I get 7x. Negative 10 plus 4, I get negative 6 equals 50. Add that over, I get 7x equals 56. Divide, I get x equals a. Everybody get that? How'd we do? Again, you need to be pausing because I'm going fast. Okay, find the value of QS if it bisects PQR. I'm going to make a little angle here. Again, it's not to scale. I know that find the value of x if QS bisects. QS is the bisector, so that means Q is my vertex and S is out here. It bisects PQR, so I'm going to go ahead and make this one over here P, Q, and I'll make this one over here R. PQR, the whole thing, is 128. PQS is this right here. Now my keyword, the thing I need to pay the most attention to right here is that it bisects. So immediately I should know what bisect means. Bisect means it cuts in half. So if the whole thing is 128, what's half of it? Half of it's 64. And this half over here is 12x plus 4. So I want to set that equal. 12x plus 4 equals 64. Now I want to pause for a second. You could have, and some of you maybe would have doubled this and made it 24x plus 8 and set it equal to 128. You could have done that as well. It just depends on how you approach the problem. You would still get the same answer. So you could have doubled this to 2 times 12x plus 4 and set it equal to 128. This is your second option. This is what my first option is. This is a second option. I'm kind of curious if anybody thought about it that way. But again, I would have done it this. It's easier. They're smaller numbers. I get 12x equals 60. Divide by 12, I get x equals 5. And I want to find the value of x. So I'm good. Make sure you pay attention to that. What are you finding the value of? Okay, there we go. We're going to go to the last page, I believe. Okay, find the next 3 terms. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. Stop this. Think about those. What are those numbers? These numbers are perfect squares. You need to recognize these. You need to become very familiar with these. 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared, 4 squared, 5 squared, 6 squared, 7 squared, 8 squared. You could also do like adding, what was it, add 3, 5, 7, 9, adding odd, consecutive odd numbers. That's another way you could look at it, but again, they're perfect squares. Okay, what is the conjecture from the previous one? So 16, oh, this is, I basically answered this down here, what was going on. Perfect numbers of perfect squares of consecutive numbers. Okay, so this was the answer here. Determine if each conjecture is true or false. If false, provide a counterexample. The product of 2 even numbers is always divisible by 4. Well, let's see. 2 times 4 is 8. What about 2 times 9 is 18? Is this number divisible by 4? No, it's not. So this statement is a false statement, and here is my counterexample. So I did it in figuring it out. All birds can fly. The key, FYI, the key tells you that this is true for 19, and it is not. So I apologize, the key is incorrect here. That's weird. Oh, because that's not an even number. Duh. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's wrong. Okay, so any two even numbers. 2 times 6 is 12. 10 times 4 is 40. Even numbers, make sure you pay attention to that. Sorry, apologies. This is a true statement. Oops. Yeah, make sure you pay attention to what the question is asking you. Okay, all birds can fly. This one is false. Can you think of a bird that cannot fly? They can't fly. They do run and they like slide on ice, but they don't fly. Penguins do not officially fly. Penguins. Okay, use the statements below to write compound statements, then determine the truth. Okay, now I talked in class today, you don't really have to write the entire compound statement. If you know the true or false validity, the true or falseness of the statement, you'll be okay. California is on the west coast. This is true. There's not 12 months in the year. I wrote that wrong too then. Crud. There's not 12 months in the year. Well, that's false. There are 12 months in the year. Okay, so this is not P. Remember, upside down is or, right side up is and, like an A. So this means technically not true or false. Well, not true is false, or false, which is false. P and Q, well, these are up here. True and false is false, because you need them both. Here I have not true and not false. Well, not true is false, and not false is true. These are not both the same. This would be a false statement. This one is P. Well, P is true. Or not false. Well, not false, the opposite of not false is true. So this is really a true or a true. Well, you only need one here anyway, so this one is true. Not P. P is true. Or not false. Well, not true is false. Not false is true. You only need one or the other. So because you only need one, this is true. P is true. And Q, not Q. Well, not Q is true. True. You need both of them. They're both true here. This one is true. Okay, P is true. Or Q, which is false. Again, you only need one, so this is true. Not P, not true, and false. Well, not true is false, and false. Well, both of them. So this one is false. Okay, so that's tricky, and I just did the letters here. Again, first period, I apologize, make sure you pay attention. I messed that up because I did not read that when I was doing it in class. Okay, I apologize. So again, once you discover if it's true or false, then you can go from that statement. I apologize so profusely. If there are any other questions, you can ask me. Again, you can write these statements too, but they're kind of a pain in the neck because they get tricky. I'm going to do maybe one of them. Right here, I would say California is on the West Coast, and because it says not, you would say 12 months in the year. All right. Okay, good luck, you guys. Come to office hours if you need them for help. Your test will be released tomorrow, Friday, from 7:30 to 4. You will only have a certain amount of time to actually access it and do it, so once you're in it, you're done. So make sure you go and access that on CUDA, show your work in your Spiral notebook. Good luck. Have a fabulous day.